There has been a clear shift in hospitality. We don't own the guest relationships anymore, the guest does. And for the first time, AI is shaping how they discover, decide, and experience travel, which means the rules of the game have changed. And over the next few minutes, my aim is to move beyond buzzwords and really help us decode how we can win this game. So let's move on that. Well, let's start with a quick show of hands. How many of you use AI in your daily work? Well, that's great. But here's the reality. The travelers have already started using it as a part of their trip planning, as we saw earlier today. And the irony is that they are moving faster than we are. Think about it. It took internet more than a decade to reach 1 billion users. AI has done that in a fraction of a time. And as we speak, there are like 1 billion people using AI tools every week. That is the speed with which our traveler is moving. In fact, AI is not just a planning tool. It is already influencing what our travelers see, what they trust, and ultimately what they choose. Guests today are expecting personalization, relevance, and confidence even before they arrive at your property, right? And in my conversation with GMs and commercial leaders, some of these concerns are pretty consistent. They keep asking me whether we are able to unlock the full value of our demand, whether we are able to control our distribution or are being controlled by it, whether we are investing for growth or just spending to keep up. And ultimately, are we able to deliver experiences which our guests truly value? Well, these concerns are not new. But AI is going to amplify the gap between hotels that adapt and the ones that don't. So the real question is, how can we leverage AI to drive 10x growth for ourselves and our travelers? Well, before I spill the beans on that, we are all in this for a reason, to serve our travelers. So I thought, what better way to start today than share my own traveler story? And in our family, we have this ritual where we go to a new destination every year. And this year, we landed in Koh Samui. And for our holidays, fun fact, I don't do the planning. My ultimate boss, my wife, does. And this time, as she was planning this trip, what she expected was a seamless luxury experience. But what she experienced was a series of broken moments. The hotel was great, but the journey was broken. Let's look at this journey from her lens. It all started with the dreaming phase. She asked AI about the best luxury beach hotel in Koh Samui for a family of 4 with connected rooms, but the hotel wasn't there. She checked out Instagram, Reels, influencer content. The hotel wasn't there either. She checked on Google and travel blogs, but it wasn't featured on the top. It was like the hotel was invisible. And today, when 70% of the travelers already make their choice or shortlist before they reach a booking site, this invisibility is critical. And then came planning. Google, OTAs, website, different prices, different positioning. This is the moment where the confidence starts to drop, right? And 80% of the travelers say that content consistency, right, and reviews make a very important part of their travel decisions. So this is absolutely critical. And then comes booking, right? So essentially, she kind of, because we had a specific requirement, she called up the hotel and told them that we are coming there to celebrate our anniversary and the other requirements. The conversation happened, but no context retained, no follow-up. The guest shared their story, but the system forgot it. And then we arrived at the property. I still vividly remember it was an evening in Koh Samui, and we were checking in, and there were a couple of travelers together with us, and the person at the reception was so immersed into all the mundane tasks, it lacked that familiar smile, that greeting, that acknowledgement of why we were there, which is the cornerstone of hospitality. But because there was just so much workload and manual stuff, we lacked that experience. And then we checked in. We went to the room, great room, but no thoughtful upsell, no personalization, no acknowledgement of why we were there. The hotel delivered a stay, but missed to create a moment for us. And then we checked out, right out of the hotel to our next destination. But there was no follow-up, no re-engagement. And the hotel left us like, a guest who could have created a lifetime value for them. But the guest has a voice. So my wife went to a platform and left a review, like a constructive review. But let's face it, this is not a bad hotel problem. It's a disconnected journey problem, because of which we as hoteliers leave a lot of value on the table. But well, it's not doomsday, there's a way out. Now imagine this, exactly same hotel, same guest, but this time the journey is connected. Not because the hotel changed, but because the systems did. Think of it as a series of AI agents working together as an additional layer across the guest journey, which ensure that they are leveraging all the data, they are connecting touch points, they are retaining context, and ensuring that every interaction builds into the next interaction, making sure that you are able to grow your revenue, but at the same time create an elevated guest experience to create a win-win. Now let's picture the same journey we had with this new lens. Think about it. Going to AI, getting to Instagram, asking Google, but this time the hotel shows up. Because there's AI demand agent working in the background, processing billions of traveler intent data, elevating content on autopilot to make sure that you are able to connect with the guest on the right channel at the right moment with the right message, which helps you connect with the guest in a very relevant way. And here's a guest who feels, wow, this hotel understands me. Right? And when the guest is starting to compare options and prices, everything shows up consistently. Because there's AI distribution and pricing agent making sure that your content and ARI is syncing across channels, hence building confidence with the traveler. And when the traveler is arriving at your property, right, you're able to acknowledge context before that. So when the traveler is trying to make the booking, whether it's website or call or chat, you are able to understand what they are traveling for, what matters to them, right? What's their motivation? And most importantly, you remember it. Why? Because there is AI booking agents and voice agents working in the background to make sure that you speak the guest language, you are able to flow that information into your CRS, right? And you are able to then retain that context across the journey. And these guests, when they come to your property and when they check in, it's like a superpower for your team because AI is able to then augment your team and help them retain that context so that they can celebrate every moment of the traveler experience and personalize this journey. Because there's AI concierge agents, again, working on the background across omni-channel, from a WhatsApp to a chatbot to your front desk, to make sure that your team is able to focus on the most important person in the room, the traveler, right? And then when the traveler checks out, right, you're not only able to re-engage them, but you're also able to take feedback from that traveler, right? And you are able to create a lifetime of experience with the traveler. That's because there's AI reputation and loyalty agents, again working to make sure that you are able to build a meaningful relationship with your travelers. And all of us know that retaining existing travelers and bringing them back is much better ROI than acquiring new travelers, right? Well, so in one journey, you react. In the other journey, you influence. You move from a siloed, broken view of business to a connected AI-first view of your business. Most hotels today are trying to add AI. The problem is the winners will not be hotels who add AI as a feature. They'll be hotels who are able to add AI as a layer across the guest journey, from demand generation to distribution to revenue to guest experience. And when you do that, AI acts as a force multiplier to supercharge your revenue and the guest experience. And what I'm telling today is not some fancy future vision. It's happening as we speak. And it's gratifying to say that as RateGain and Sojourn, we are building this AI-first vision and already working with thousands of hotels, some of you in this room, to help you adopt AI across this guest journey. And it feels proud to say that we are moving beyond, we are not limiting AI to big tech, but we are providing it to hotels of all shapes and sizes. And the results speak for themselves. 100% plus growth in AI-first intent traffic, 2x growth in direct bookings with a completely connected AI stack, 300% plus growth in ancillary revenue with AI concierge agents, right? And 30% plus growth in overall revenue with AI-powered pricing intelligence and data intelligence. These are all results which hotels are able to deliver, not because they are spending more, but they are spending smart. So this is something I want to leave with you. But essentially, if there are 3 things you want to take away from this conversation, right? I would say first, think about how you can be visible to the traveler at the right channel with the right message, with the right experience by leveraging AI tools, right? At the same time, how are you optimizing overall guest revenue versus just the room revenue with the help of AI tools so that you can drive your ancillary revenues as well? And third and most important, how can you personalize the traveler journey across their entire, trip with the help of a connected AI stack? And if you do all this, revenue will naturally follow along with demand and loyalty, right? And I've made it even simpler for you. For the people in this room, if you scan this QR code, my team will look at your entire business and help you understand where you are leaving revenue on the table, and also help you understand how you can leverage AI to amplify not only your revenue across various elements of the guest journey, but also create an elevated guest experience. So I want to just stay with this and leave you with one final summary thought. I think today, the AI-first guest is not going to arrive. They are already here. And AI is already influencing how they discover, decide, and experience travel. So the real question is, when the next guest is planning their trip, are you going to shape that journey or are you going to react to it? Well, I could talk about AI all day, but this was my time and I wanted to leave you with this thought. I'm looking forward to having this more conversation on this on the floor. Thank you, everyone.